Good morning. I hope you're ready for some rambles. Today we're going to be doing a VR to Kay's hashtag Coffee House Tarot. I'm your host, Rhiannon, and we can't do a coffee tag without coffee, so let's go get some. I have this fancy Nespresso maker, but honestly, my favorite coffee is just using a percolator, and my favorite espresso is the Cafe Bustelo, so this is what I'm going to be making. I drink straight black espresso. Sometimes I'll add just a little bit of water and make it an Americano, but a lot of times I'll just drink it straight. I had melted my handle off of my percolator years ago, so I just throw it on there, and when it's ready, I just grab a hot pad and take it off. So let's get that boiling. While we're waiting for my coffee to percolate, I am feeling a little bit better as far as like the cold that I had. However, now I have an abscessed tooth, so quite swollen right here. I am on an antibiotic and I'm trying to get into the oral surgeon, but it's literally Christmas Eve. It's Friday the 23rd today. So I don't know when I'm going to be able to get in. So it's just been one thing after another. I'm in quite a lot of pain, but let's get this coffee in and get this tag. But I wanted to give just like a little quick shout out. So Kay, who created this, she is a friend of mine and an admin in my group. I have a group on Facebook called Oracle Obsessed. So if you're not already in there, you should join us. We love Oracle, but we love tarot. We love all divination. Oracle, Lenormand, tarot, cartomancy, like really any type of divination. And so, yeah, she's one of my admins and she's so great. She's an amazing reader, so smart and entertaining to watch. So I'm so glad that she is, being consistent with her YouTube. So if you're not already familiar with her, I'll make sure to link her channel below. Make sure to go check her out. And we have achieved success. Okay, so there's my 2 shots of espresso. And then I will add just a splash of water. About that much. And that's how I drink my coffee. Okay, so let's get into this tag. Number 1 is the espresso shot, my favorite. And it's not only my favorite drink, it's my favorite way to read. If you're new here, I am a professional hotline psychic, so I get paid per minute. So I need to be able to read and I need to be able to get to the answers very, very quickly. So, because I don't ever know if I'm going to have a client on the line for 5 minutes or 3 minutes or whatever it is. So I prefer something that is strong, punchy, and to the point, which is number 1. And even though this is a newer deck, I just got a few months ago. This was sent to me by witchycauldron.com. And I don't even remember the name. I just know this is like I think it's their learner's deck or teaching deck or something like that. You can see how much I've already used it. Like, I don't know if you guys can see how worn the edges are. Like, I literally just got this in February, but this is definitely straight to the point. So you can see here that it has like a yes, no, or maybe on each card. It has a chakra association, a keyword. It gives a full upright and reverse meaning. And even though I am not a new reader, it just makes it really easy to just quickly like get that information. Sometimes when you're really trying to hurry, your brain will begin to blank out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So this deck has been so good. On the hotlines, I really only read with standard RWS decks. I don't use any like other variation because I need consistency. To me, consistency is the most important thing. So, and then again, just to help my, subconscious mind pick up, I need to have consistent symbolism. So this deck is my espresso shot for sure, without a doubt. And if you're looking for a beginner deck witchycauldron.com. At one time, or I think she has an Etsy shop as well, and there was a code, a discount code, code Rhiannon, but that was only on their Etsy shop. I'm not sure if that's still available or not. It's a great deck. And even if you're not a beginner reader, but you just want something that's like so, you know, to the point, cannot recommend this enough. So that's my espresso shot, and it's my favorite way to drink my coffee. Okay, number 2, drip. Simple, accessible, and gets the job done. So another RWS deck. This is the Centennial weight. And again, you can just see how well worn these edges are. Anytime I have like at least 5 variations of the RWS, because there are times that I will do what I call an either or spread. And like, let's say they have two or three jobs they're choosing from. I'll pull 3 cards from each selection, and I use a separate deck for each selection so that it gives the cards the same chance to come out. So I would want 3 of basically the same, you know, style of deck. But this is my Centennial weight, and it's just, you know, it's simple. I like the more subdued color palette on this one. It shuffles like a dream. It's just been like so dependable. My daily tried and true. And I can count on it, and my clients can count on it. So my drip coffee is, you know, honestly, any of the RWS, the plaid backs, or any of the Radiant, but this is one I grabbed. Okay, number 3. The pour over. Take your time, but it's worth it. I would personally never drink pour over coffee, because when I'm ready for coffee, I need it right now. But hypothetically, my pour over deck would definitely be the Thoth, any Thoth deck. But, you know, I think maybe it just depends on what you start with. But because I started with the RWS system, you know, learning Thoth has been a journey for me. And I just feel like, for me, it's more of a learning system than it is like a tool that I'm using for divination. I just use it for like teaching and opening up the subconscious. And just, you know, it really asks that you spend time with it. I really just think that it's not meant to be rushed. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with the Thoth, but this is going to be my pour over deck. Okay, number 4, the Cafe Latte, which is well received and highly palatable, which I had to go with the Light Sears. I have both the mass market as well as the Kickstarter, but I just grabbed the mass market because I don't want to, I just put lotion on my hands and I don't want my Kickstarter to get greasy. But this deck is just so, I mean, well received is literally what I would say, or highly palatable. It's just, it makes people feel immediately comfortable. I feel like people that are not normally the type of people that would be getting tarot readings or into the esoteric or into the occult, you know, type things, can be really comfortable with this deck. It's really warm, loving, it's diverse. I feel like anybody could find an image in here that would represent themselves, or they could see themselves in the image. I've always gotten spot on readings for myself and my clients. So I cannot think of a more classic, well, you know, I think it's going to be a classic, but it's highly palatable. This is a highly palatable deck for sure. Love that Fool. It's one of my favorite Fool cards. And in the Kickstarter, you got a bonus, like a bigger card, and I did receive the Fool on that. So that is my Cafe Latte. Okay, let's see. Number 5 is the Cappuccino. Classic, sophisticated, and fussy. And for that, I mean, I probably could have chosen a few things, but I went ahead and chose the Hermetic Tarot. I do think it's a bit fussy. And I do think people that read with this deck are a bit fussy. I could say the same thing about the Thoth, but I already selected that. So, another deck that I use more as a tool for study. And yeah, it just, you know, the black and white images, very sophisticated. And I don't think the cards themselves are as fussy, but I do think that people that read with these styles of decks, I mean, and I mean that in all due respect, you know, they're people that typically have more years of knowledge, and they're not looking for the entry level, you know, decks. They're going deeper. They're doing, you know, they're not just doing like fortune telling. They're doing like deep spiritual and psychological work. So the Hermetic Tarot is my choice for the Cappuccino. Number 6, the Mocha. The Mocha, which is rich and indulgent and a little bit extra. For me, that deck is the Grateful Dead Tarot. I mean, I can't even fit the whole the whole box and frame. Even just from the, like, even just looking at the box, you can see how indulgent this is. I love it. Everything about it is, to me, perfection. And, you know, from a Gen X kid that was having a little bit of a Grateful Dead experience in the mid-90s. I just love this deck. Look at the book. I mean, everything about it to me is indulgent. It's such a high quality system. And you can see within this box is another tuck box. And just everything about it is perfection to me. And part of the reason that my name is Rhiannon Rambles, my married name before was Rose. So Ramble on Rose, one of my favorite Grateful Dead songs. A little bit of a linen cardstock. It's so well done. Can't say enough about it. I do have a full walkthrough of this deck that I did. I got this deck about this time last year, maybe like a week or two before Christmas, and I absolutely adore it. Can't say enough good things about it. And that's going to be my Mocha. Number 7, the Cortado, which is balanced and objective. This deck, I don't think gets enough credit. I didn't grab the box. It was on my shelf. This is one that I leave on my desk for readings. And this is called the True Heart Tarot, I believe. Is that what it's called? Yeah. It's the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. And I think I've heard so many people give this deck such a bad rap. I don't think the cardstock is any worse than any other RWS, you know, style deck. I think it's super underrated. It's very balanced and objective. And I think it's also like a perfect balance of like old school RWS and like just enough modern. It's more diverse. It's given me great and accurate readings for my clients. Like that's one of my favorite Two of Cups. And I have a younger sister that just visited the Taj Mahal and brought me back a really cute souvenir from there. So anyway, the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. I just wanted to make sure that it got on the list because I just don't think it gets enough credit. So this is my Cortado, balanced and objective. Okay. 8, the Compana, which puts you in your place with a bit of sweetness, which I chose for that. I could have chosen this one for that as well, but for the Pancana or Con Panna, you can tell I only drink espresso. I don't even know how to pronounce these. Puts you in your place with a bit of sweetness is the Rose Tarot by Nigel Jackson. So right off the bat, just the pink, theme makes you think that it's going to be super duper fluffy, but it just really isn't. And it does put you in your place when need be. This deck can be found on Amazon. One of my other admins, so not Kay, but one of my other admins, Asia, sent me this deck as a gift. I like that, lovers. And I love this Chariot. So that is my number 8. This is the 8. Con Panna. Number 9, the Chai Latte, warm, cozy, and nurturing. And anytime I hear nurturing, I always think about the Slow Tarot. To me, it is just so cozy, so nurturing, so warm. The palette, I love the way that the linen cardstock feels. It makes me feel nurtured and comforted. I feel like it does give you hard messages with a nurturing way. I can't speak right now. Sorry. So the Slow Tarot, definitely. I know some people have had some things to say about this deck. Not everybody's going to like everything, and this was one of those decks. I mean, one of the cards that triggered a lot of people. I get it. I get it. I'm a plus-size girl. I get it. I'm not saying I'm not slightly offended, but I guess I can be offended at something and still see the beauty in it. But that's just, whatever, to each their own, right? So, yeah. The Slow Tarot is definitely my choice for Chai Latte. Cozy and nurturing. 10 is the Matcha latte, which is an acquired taste and a little bit unconventional. I agree, because I do not get down with the matcha latte myself, especially not Starbucks. Gross. And my daughter used to work at Starbucks, so she told me what was in it, so maybe that's why. And this is going to seem unconventional to some and not to others, but I chose the Fairy Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Doreen Virtue in and of herself is a very hot topic to a lot of people. I personally think that we all have and should have the right to change our mind at any time. And I respect anybody's, right to be able to do that. It doesn't change anything for me. Her intention when she created these decks was what it was. So to me, that doesn't change. So that's one of the reasons why it's not for everybody. It's an acquired taste. Doreen Virtue in general is an acquired taste. And then, just working with different like fluffier type decks, fairies and angels and such. But I love it. I love it. And this one I hadn't been able to find. Radley Valentine did come out and market a lot of the decks that he had collabed on. So you can find a lot of decks that are just Radley Valentine, but I wanted the one that was from the original from Doreen Virtue. So I bought this one secondhand. I have most of Doreen Virtue's decks now. I think I'm only missing 2 or 3. I also have a lot of her books, and I have her game board. She has like an angel divination game that I love. But, yeah, this is going to be my matcha latte. I get it. It's not for everybody. A lot of people have a lot to say. And again, because I run an Oracle group, anytime anybody brings up BV, everybody thinks they need to get in there and be like, she's a born-again Christian. Yes, we know. Who cares? Like, either don't use her decks or do. It's just, why do we care what other people's, life choices are? She's a grown-ass woman. She's allowed to change her mind on something. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand people that don't honor or respect free will and free thought. But that's just me. Okay, so then the hot chocolate deck, a deck for my younger self, every single time is going to be my last unicorn deck. It is so nostalgic to me. It brings back everything good about my childhood, everything good about the 80s, to me, being a Gen X kid. Just love, 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 love this deck. It's so beautiful. I've selected it many times in different hashtags, and I'm sure that I will continue to grab for it. And every time I start flipping through it, I just have the song of this movie going through my head, which I will not sing for you, but so good. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again because I see this so many times in different tarot buy-sell trade groups. People always think this deck is OOP. It's not. It's on geekify.com. I will link it. You can still purchase this deck. So don't go getting ripped off on it. I mean, it's still a pricier deck. Even buying it from online brand new, but it's not OOP. Okay, so that's my hot chocolate. Italian soda, fun and low key, is going to be the Everyday Witch. Is this the Everyday Witch or the Enchanted Witch? I can't remember. But I just think this is such a fun deck. Kind of like the Light Seers. I feel like it's really palatable. Makes people feel really comfortable. It's really inclusive. The card stock's a little thicker than what I prefer. But I'll work with it because it's so cute. I'm probably going to do the hashtag 10 mass market decks too, and this will definitely be on there. So that's my Italian soda, fun and low key. And for the herbal tea, I threw in a Oracle, which is the Herbal Astrology Oracle that I just unboxed a week ago. I love this deck so much. Herbal tea is to take things down, help you unwind, and I just feel like it'll literally help you. Like, you can just literally, you know, divine what your body might need in any given moment. What herbs can you use or need to support you? And I've already learned so much in just the short amount of time I've had this deck. I'm excited. Like I said, this is one of my goals for 2023 is to work with herbs more, to learn more about them, grow more of my own. And then I've done pretty good at growing, but then I let them go to waste. I need to then be like, you know, tincturing them and putting them away so that they are accessible throughout the fall and winter months. So that's my herbal tea. It's a great deck if you don't already have it. And I, again, did a full unboxing and walkthrough on that a couple weeks ago, so you can go find that. And then I decided for funsies, I'm going to add a number 13, which is going to be the Frappuccino. And for the Frappuccino, I think we all know what we call that, the basic you know what. So I had to grab my Britney Spears Oracle for this new category. I think Kay said to go ahead and add any. Well, I think she said you didn't have to do them all because there were so many, but I just thought, hey, you know what? Let's be extra like somebody who would drink a Frappuccino would be. And it gives us a good excuse to pull our Britney out. Because she definitely made Starbucks Frappuccinos a thing before Instagram and TikTok. You'd always see Britney out on the town with her Frappuccino. So that's our ode to Britney, our ode to the frappe. What a fun deck, huh? And I'm really worried about her again. She is not doing well. I have a lot of my own theories, but I'll just keep them to myself right now. And that's my Frappuccino deck. So thank you so much, Kristen or Kay, for creating this fun hashtag. If you guys haven't already checked her out, again, I'll link her page and her original below. And I mean, God, who doesn't love coffee? And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.